Hello, how are you today? Listen, it's a rainy, stormy Florida April springtime day. Boy, that was a mouthful. I couldn't say it again even if I reviewed the video. But anyway, the question is, why do bonsai cost so much? Listen, there are a million reasons why, but I'm going to talk to you about what I just took a look at and it came to my mind. The reason, in part, why bonsai costs so much is this. Now that's a 3-inch trunk on this Trident Maple. And that Trident Maple right now is about 12 to 15 feet tall. It's healthy, it's growing vigorously, it's got lots of branches. And by the way, this was an air layer. When I took it off last season, I put it straight into the pot. I say last season, at the beginning of 2020. Okay, it's 2021 right now. I put it straight into this pot, and I've just let it grow out here in the place here without, doing anything to it except watering it and fertilizing it. And as it grows taller, I move it around to get it the sunshine and the support. As a matter of fact, you can see that piece of wood there. I just propped it up because it was into these Trident maples over here, and I want it to get as much sunlight as possible. But anyway, the reason why bonsai costs so much, if I wanted to make a nice little shohin out of that 3-inch trunk, let's say I went up 6, 8, maybe 10 inches, all of that is lost. In the nursery, this is $250, $300 tree in my area. Some other places, the price could be different, okay? And so all of this is wasted. But to the owner, to the bonsai developer, you already paid the cost of that tree. And now you're risking losing the stump or the root end of that tree. Why? Because you've damaged it. You've cut the top out of it. The tree does not like that. It's just telling you some things that you probably don't hear. And if your ears are as delicate as mine, you don't want to hear that kind of language. Now, so anyway, so now you got to wait till the tree grows back. If it does, then you got to cut the root to match the top if you cut it out of season, saying early spring. If you are very proficient, you can do it in the summer stagnant period. Some people call it dormancy. I say stagnant. It's not dormant. Okay. In the summer, the plant is somewhat stagnant, but it is still growing, and even at a greater rate than the dormant period during the winter. So anyway, so now you have to contend with all of that as the purveyor or the designer or the developer of the bonsai. And so you're taking all of the risk. And now the customer, the buyer, the person desiring a shohin tree, or they just might like the style that you presented, looks at it and say, oh, that's so small compared to the big bonsai and the big pots. It doesn't mean a hill of beans when it comes to the mindset of the creator of that. You invested not only the cost of the raw material, you invested the time in developing that tree, whether it was a year or 10 years, 15 years. I've averaged out some of my stuff over, like, say, 5 or 10-year period. And it was pitiful. I was getting on the average $1.50 a year for some things, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, yeah, when the final payment comes in a lump sum, it's okay for that moment. You know, it may take care of my water utility part of the, you know, for a month, or it may take care of my fertilizer bill for a year, depending on what I sell the tree for. But overall, for my time, my effort, my creativity, I got butkus. So anyway, that's a Japanese maple air layer that I just put here about a month ago. And it's about 12, well, about 10 feet, 11 feet tall. And we've got storms coming in and out since I planted it here. And so I do have some dieback, but overall the tree is coming along nicely. And I might even get a bonus out of this. I use a piece of a Trident Maple to stake and support that, and it's sprouting out in the ground. But also I've got rooted cuttings coming along in the same area. But anyway, my point is, that's why bonsai costs so much, in part because of the time, the effort that the developer has to put into it, the loss of material, you know, in transition and so forth. That's just a sarissa that I stuck on a rock a few days ago out here on my little makeshift work table growing bed. This thing has 9 holes in it, so I made those into pots, and I've already got Trident Maples in there and a Japanese red maple, and I just put that wire on there in between rain showers. Hey, you never know what you might come up with. But anyway, just a thought about why bonsai costs so much. Okay? Think about it. Have a good day.